Hi Becky, hi Amber. It's Christina Blackfeather. I know you guys don't know who I am, but commented a few times on your videos, and I'm not getting into weight stuff today on this one because I'm on my own weight loss journey, so to speak, so I'm going to address that later. But right now I wanted to address Becky. Just some ideas for helping you with your boxes and stuff. You can see I have glass that I'm painting on right now. I do a lot of painting, including getting into the cartoon stuff and things like that. But what I wanted to get into was your finishing on your boxes. I want to make sure, for one thing, that if you are finishing the edges, where the lid comes down and meets the base of the wood, that when you're finishing that edge, to make sure at least not to have a product that's sticky there, or that will get sticky with heat, because I've had that happen where I couldn't use boxes. So the inside of the box, or that part of the box, I do thin washes of acrylic with water to just stain the wood on that part where the lid meets the box. And that seems to prevent any varnishes or anything from gluing them together, because if it does get too hot out, and I'm in Minnesota, you're in Kentucky, it's going to be warmer down there, that's going to be an issue in the future, especially if you have thick layers of paint or anything. Stuff I've learned over the years. I am not a fan of you using Rust-Oleum. I know it's what you have and it's probably your preferred product, but what that will do, it's not made for acrylic paint. It's more than likely that it's going to deteriorate the paint over time, and you really, really want to prevent that from happening. I have found, I'm going to share with you some products that I like, that I've had a good amount of success with. Some are more expensive than others, and the main one, if you can find it, by all means, please buy it, because I can't find it anymore. I should actually go online and see if I can find it. But this is like my ultimate favorite. This is Delta Air Dry Permanamel Clear Satin Glaze. I use this on my rocks mostly. I let it cure for at least 72 hours. I haven't tried it outside yet. So far, the only thing that I've seen that's supposed to work on projects that are outside are a non-yellowing polyurethane or a marine boat polyurethane, which is actually pretty cheap on Amazon. You can order a gallon of it or something for like maybe 25 bucks, something like that. So that stuff is cheap. But for indoor projects that I want that last a long time and have a beautiful finish, this stuff is the best. I just absolutely love it. I've used it on skulls, I've used it on boxes, all sorts of stuff. It's a nice satin, so it'll make it really pop out. Sometimes I'll use it just on the eyes of a dragon and then use a matte varnish on the rest of it, and it just makes that pop. Same thing with doll's eyes, things like that. I do have trouble finding it though, so hopefully you have some luck finding this. You need this in your supply closet. Next one I've had really, really good luck with, if you prefer to spray and not brush on like the last one, is Krylon Crystal Clear Acrylic. It is a sprayable, need to have a mask, need to be in a well-ventilated area, which obviously you've been taken care of quite well. Again, do not spray where the box meets. Take some of like the painter's tape or whatever and cover those edges where the lid meets the box. Don't spray this there, because I do not know how it will react in heat, if it will cause things to glue. And protect all your pieces on those edges with painter's tape to prevent that from the gloss from getting there, whatever fixative you use. This is a very good fixative. It is made for acrylics. It's not going to deteriorate the paint. It's not expensive. It's a good product. Another one that I've had a lot of good luck with is Varnish. I don't use this very often. This one's obviously not as empty as the Krylon is. The Krylon sometimes I even use on pencil just to finish something off so somebody can't edit a pencil drawing afterwards. Had somebody do that. And then they tried to say I did cartoony work on their stuff after they went over top of the varnish with it. And of course I caught them at it because I had varnished it. Just a hint. But anyway, this is for oil and acrylic or watercolor. And it can be used to retouch. Again, not overly expensive. Your Rust-Oleum is probably going to be about the same price as this. You can order any of these things. You can order Amazon or dickblick.com, something like that. You'll be able to find these pretty easy. And again, they're non-yellowing, non-sticky. Now, this next one I've tried, and it's a good secure varnish. The only problem with this one that I found is you cannot use it on surfaces where there are textural differences, where if like you on a skull, if you have an area that's a little more bumpy than another area, or say you have a particular arch in the bone or something, this stuff it dries nice and hard and everything, but it'll get cloudy in those spots, and that cloudiness will not go away. So I did that on the deer skull I just painted last time, and I mean, it looks kind of cool. It looks very rustic and cool, but I am very disappointed I used this. This needs to be flat surface only. Do not have it on surfaces that touch each other, as far as I know, but it is a good hard varnish. I mean, it's not going to come apart. All of these things I at least let cure 72 hours or more. Sometimes I won't touch a thing for a couple months just to make sure that it's as hard as all get out. This washes with soap and water, just like the Delta Clear Satin Glaze. This is exterior and interior, so if you have something like that, it's a decent one to use. But like I said, again, watch that you don't have too much built up, or you have too much of a textural area that, you know, the varnish can get caught in nooks and crannies, and then it's gray. And it's like very disappointing that I did that. I didn't ruin it, but I ruined it in my eyes because the color isn't as bright as my coyote skull in another project that I had done. The color's not popping, and I can't paint over top of it. So I basically didn't do what I wanted. This one is a little more expensive. I know you can, a lot of doll makers and people who redo Monster High and stuff have this. And I use it occasionally too. The nice thing about this one, it is a matte finish. It does hold things down. You can layer pastels with this. You can layer colored pencils with this. So, you know, do a thin layer, start your color work in one spot, spray this stuff down, then you go with the next color, you know, and just start enhancing and building up and building up and building up with this in between layers. Works very well for Monster High, for redoing Ello and Wild dolls, you know, things like that. My Little Ponies, this works well. I haven't tried this on any other surfaces as far as how it works with acrylic paints or anything. But this would be fun to see what you would do with this, with layers of colored pencils on, you know, on some of your coloring work and stuff like that. It'd be kind of cool, because it'll make some, you know, your upper layers will pop out a lot more. It is all in Japanese. It comes from Japan. I only found this on eBay in a pack of 4. Was a little expensive, but again, this can go a long way. So I like this one too. And another tidbit I have for you, my last one. Now there's times I'll paint straight on plain wood. or straight on the rocks if I want to, but sometimes I find that I get my colors to stand out a lot more and go a lot easier if I just use gesso. You can make your own. There's channels on YouTube that show how to make it, but to me it's cheap enough. I just buy it, save myself the hassle. I forgot how much this was at Michael's, but this is a big container. I mean, there's a lot in there. You just paint this in the layer first, let it dry, and go to town. I do it on my canvases. I do it on pretty much anything except glass, of course, because glass has to have special paints to it here. I will even work oils over top of this, and I've seemed to have a good amount of luck. So that's what I wanted to show you. This was by Liquitex, but you can get Gesso of any brand. It'll do the same thing. So that's it. I hope you got some good information, Becky. I like your boxes. I'd like to see you continue with them. And your gaming and cartooning work. Just keep at it. You know, don't do what I did. I stopped painting and drawing for 10 years. I was in a really bad relationship, and I just let go of everything. And it set me behind on my skills, and my skills then, of course, are not what they are now. Keep at it, and you're going to find that you're going to become better and better over time. So don't let people discourage you. Do more crafting videos, and just have fun at it. And I will talk to you later. Blessed be.